Well, good morning. Welcome back to another video. This morning we're out on the countryside out here along the Ohio River, not too far from Rabbit Hash, looking for a specific place to take an image, and I found it. That's a good thing. I thought I remember where it was at, so here I'll show you where we're at. Alright, so now why are we here? It's not like this is the most incredible place in the world, but certainly a little bit of atmosphere this morning, which is nice. But so why are we here? Well, earlier this week I was having a conversation with one of the young fellows that works for me, and found out he was into photography, which is great, and he's got a Fuji, one of the latest ones, I forget which one. But he wanted to show me some of the images he had taken. And he took an image of this particular building here with this cemetery, from a little different angle, basically a little bit farther back here behind the field. All right, and the reason why he did that was, you can't see it from where I'm sitting, but there is a smokestack out here off in the distance, all right, from a manufacturing facility or a power plant, one or the other. All right, that he thought looked good using some of the photo simulations, in his Fuji camera. So he took all this in black and white, and it looked really pretty neat. So a little bit of inspiration for me to come out here and play with it. The other part of it is, it's just nice to, talk to somebody who's under the age of 30, and find out that they're not only interested in photography, but they're really out trying to create. So it was really pretty nice. So I thought I'd come out here this morning and just see if I could create something in this spot. Maybe something that's worth looking at. Whether it's, I think that's an old church, to be perfectly honest. Or something maybe across this field here with the full moon that's out over here. All right. So we're gonna set up and see what we can come up with. So thanks for coming along, everybody, and let's see what we can do. All right. So I'm taking a couple of images. Drank a little bit of coffee too. I'm sitting there as the sun's coming up. Beautiful full moon over here to the right. Not sure exactly how these will turn out. Not the greatest light this morning. Certainly there's not a cloud in the sky or anything else. I seem to have that problem all the time. But anyway, doesn't mean we give up or we don't try. So what I'm going to do with these is, I've taken a try to take a panorama here, which I don't know if it'll work out. I've also taken a couple images here of the church and the cemetery. So what I'm going to do with them, all right, is I will edit them and then I'll put them in here for you to see. Now, what Aaron did, that was, in my opinion, unique, was he used the film simulations and he took this image in black and white. So I'm going to take, my image here, and I'm going to turn it to black and white, and now put that in so you can see what it looks like doing it kind of like Aaron did. The nice thing is that it's a pretty simple shot. I don't like the fences and things that are here, but pretty decent shot. I am using the graduated ND filter, trying to block out a little bit of the sky here from a standpoint that allows me to maybe capture a little bit of detail. The light is coming up a little bit, but it's nothing tremendous. Take another sip of coffee. Good. All right, so now, why am I wearing this hat? Came up with a great answer to the problem of my baseball hats always turning sideways. obviously, as I've said in other videos, I must have a very round head. So solve that by wearing a hat that is all round all the way around it. You know, so if it moves, doesn't really matter. You know, so try that. You know, this is a hat I picked up at REI. You know, try it for a little bit. You know, the adventure hat's getting a little bit worn out, so you know, let's try this thing. This is something a little bit new. You know, see if I can take images wearing it and not look so dorky with the bill of my cap always off to the side. Instead, I'll just look like a dork wearing the, you know, the sun hat with a you know, 3-inch or 2.5-inch, whatever it is, brim all the way around. You know, it's just yeah, try something different. You know, see how it works for you. But you know, certainly it is important to have a hat, at least for what I do, because the sun bothers me something fierce. So putting a hat on of some sort always seems to help. So we'll try this one here for a little bit. Let me know comments. You know, if you think I look too stupid with it, I'll try something else. But let me know in some comments what you think. All right, and we will endeavor to maybe try a different hat. All right. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and head back up the road here and go back down into Rabbit Hash, see if I can find a composition, you know, that might work. You know, take an image there before I head out and head home. But you know, no matter what, it's always good to get out in the morning, you know, and just enjoy some good, clean, fresh air out here in the country. I mean, it's just absolutely spectacular. So all right, so let's go back into Rabbit Hash, see if we can come up with something back there. All right, so there's some really great atmosphere down here along the river this morning. A lot of fog. I don't know if you can see this out here. You know, what would really be nice right now if we could have a riverboat come through the through the fog. That'd make for a great image. You know, a lot of stuff overgrown here. It's hard to, you know, not be on somebody's private property and end up, you know, without a bunch of weeds and things in front of you. It's really tough, and I try to be as respectful as I can. You know, I don't like to go out on other people's property. I don't like to go where it's public, and unfortunately, you know, here there's just not a lot of, you know, opportunity. I thought maybe I'd even see a fishing boat or something, but this, as of right now, I don't. I mean, the clouds and stuff look really nice, and it's, you know, the fog looks nice, but you know, the sun is coming up. But you know, could use a little bit of something to go with the atmosphere, which we don't have. So anyway, if I've captured anything here that looks good, I'll put it in right here. All right, so now in trying to close this video, I think I'll walk back up the hill here. You know, just want to say that it's always good to, you know, have our younger generation, you know, interested in photography. I really enjoyed the fact that, you know, Aaron was showing images with me. He was trying to apologize because he was using an APS-C camera. And I thought, dude, shoot whatever you got. It doesn't really matter. It's what you enjoy shooting that's important. You know, we'll sit right here. All right. Yes, shoot what you got. That's what's important. As long as you enjoy it, it's great. You don't need to apologize for anything. You know, I told him, heck, I shoot with micro four thirds, which is even a smaller sensor. He's like, yeah, but it's not full frame. Like it. So we got into a lovely little discussion about full frame and whether it's good or bad, or why it's, you know, so important, and what's wrong with APS-C versus micro four thirds, which at the end of the day, every camera takes good images, even your phone, so it doesn't matter. All right, Don't get hung up on center size. Don't get hung up on megapixels. Get hung up on taking images. Just having fun. You know, that's the most important part. Just having fun. Getting outside or even inside. Take portraits, take, you know, landscapes, take pictures of, you know, old places like Rabbit Hash here. Okay? You know, good old Rabbit Hash. You know, the general store. I'm assuming this was a blacksmith shop over here. Of course, you got the little stand here for Old Timers Day. That's definitely me. I'm definitely an old timer. All right. You got the old gas pumps, Crown and Crown Extra. Wine tasting. I mean, it's just a, you know, just whatever you enjoy. Get out and take pictures. Don't worry about the camera. Don't worry about the lens. Don't worry about anything. Just get outside. The only person you're taking these images for is yourself. If it looks great, you're happy, that's all that matters. You know, doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what anybody else says. I've said this in probably, you know, 50 of the 100, and what is this, could be like 130, I think now, close to 130 videos I've done. You know, talked about it. It is, you know, it's just not important. What's important is the experience. You know, what is it said that, how's it said? You know, it's not the destination, you know, it's the journey. And that's really the truth. You know, the destination, you know, isn't what's important. It's the journey to get there. And as long as you're happy and you're enjoying it, the camera you got, you're enjoying shooting it, yeah, be happy. All right, be happy and enjoy it. Be thankful. All right, I've rambled enough. I need to, you know, stop rambling and maybe go home and have breakfast. So thanks for coming along, everybody. And appreciate each and every one of you. I do want to say in my last video out, you know, had just a ton of comments, which I greatly appreciated. You know, so please don't forget to comment on this video or comment, you know, anything that you know, is on your mind. Certainly throw it in there. I really enjoy that. You know, whether you like or don't like or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You know, but you know, just greatly appreciate everybody's comments. You know, greatly appreciate everybody viewing. You know, just makes, you know, it's hard when you're doing this and there's, you know, who's behind the camera, right? You don't know who else is over there. And it's nice when people reach out and they watch and do those kind of things. It makes doing this, you know, actually worth it. You know, because I do this for fun, is what makes, for me, is what makes it fun. So thanks for coming along, everybody. Till we see you again, stay safe.